Merry meet and welcome. Today we're going to be taking on our level 1 hamburger cake. So we're going to get started by making our patty, and I'll have the recipes linked below as always that we're adapting. We're making about a quarter of this recipe because I only want the middle patty, and yeah, and so that's just what we're doing. Anyway, so we have about 6 tablespoons of flour here, 6 tablespoons of sugar. We have some salt here, some baking powder, and our cocoa powder. We're gonna mix these all up, help make sure everything gets incorporated. I could have definitely sifted the baking powder a little bit more, but always because I know I'm going to be mixing it like this, I'm like, oh, I'll just get it with the whisk. But yeah, so there we go. We're gonna do that, and then we're just gonna go ahead and put in our liquids. So I am being special with my aquafaba here, so I'm gonna take a half tablespoon out, and that's gonna be our egg, hopefully. And then we have about a tablespoon and a half of oil, and then 3 tablespoons of milk. Any kind of non-dairy milk that you prefer, as always. When it comes to the liquids, I always like to make sure to get as much as possible, because otherwise you're just going to have to add more, you know? So we're going to go ahead, mix these all in. Okay, and so I forgot to add a little bit of our vanilla. We're doing about 1/4 of a tablespoon. And then this next part is extra. I really don't think you have to do it, but you can add coffee, whether it's instant coffee or in the recipe you'll see that it calls for it to be boiling and then instant coffee. I just made some coffee, and the boiling probably does something to the mixture, if I'm being honest, but you know, I just didn't want to go through that effort, so this is what we did. It smells delicious. It smells like a coffee cake, a mocha cake, if you will. Okay. Just want to get this nice and mixed. You can kind of see it's shinier now. Maybe that's coming across. It might be harder to tell the difference. But I have my pan here. So I am planning on I only have these 2 pans. So, well, you know what I mean, in this size. So I plan on doing maybe 1/4 here to get a thinner, just one patty, and then for the next cake that we'll do, we'll fill it up more and cut it in half so that we have both buns, you know. So that's the plan. Let's see how well we can execute it. Okay, it might be perfect, or we might get a meaty patty. Yeah, because I'm someone who I'm just going to use what's left in the bowl, because it is just right there. So no reason not to, again. Very nice. So we're going to put that to the side while we work on our other cake, and our oven is still preheating at 350. All right, merry meet again. Now we're going to be working on the yellow cake, which is going to be our buns. So we're going, just to save on room for everything, I have the sugar and the butter in here already. So we're going to be a little bit more classically on this one, where you cream together the butter and sugar. As always, this is vegan butter. So anyways, look at this really lovely fluffiness. Sorry. Such a big bowl. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead, add in our vanilla. And then now what I'm going to do, because this is supposed to be a yellow cake, but I'm using aquafaba for my egg replacement, is I'm going to add some veg egg into this aquafaba real quick, mix it up, and use that to hopefully get like some of that yellow color that we're wanting. But yeah, I'm just gonna use my teaspoon instead of getting like a fork or something. If you do not like the smell of eggs, you will not like this product, by the way. Like, I love the smell of eggs. It smells like egg drock soup to me every time I work on this. Okay. So, okay. Now we're gonna add in just all of our aquafaba egg mixture here. And it almost looks like beaten eggs, doesn't it? Yum. And we're gonna go ahead, mix these in. So this is gonna be most of our liquids besides the milk. As always, it's hard to get your fats mixed in together when you're replacing egg with anything of water content. A whisk might have been better for this portion. Yeah, I'm gonna try and whisk this. This is a little embarrassing. I didn't think I would run into this kind of problem. Immediately runs into the problem again. Maybe I'm using just too big of tools. Well, I can guarantee you it's gonna be fine when we add in everything else. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and just add in our flour. I'm only now remembering I was supposed to do half and half, but we have lost all control. Our baking powder and salt, and our milk. Sorry, my sweater's falling down. It's just not a good sweater for like pulling up the sleeves. Okay, so I don't like how like not runny this is, so I'm gonna add a little more milk. That might have been too much milk if we're being honest, but it'll be okay. I don't think we got the yellow color that we were wanting, because we're going to be doing a nude cake. We're not going to be making too much frosting to cover this, just to like save on like how much frosting I've been making lately. But yeah, but I'm going to be happy with that mixture there. Let me move these away. Okay, so we have this. And we want to do it only about halfway to make up for making essentially double the cake of the chocolate. Okay. And I did oil my pans this time, so yay us. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead, same thing, put everything. Oh, we used half for this recipe, so we did a quarter for the other one and we used half for this one. I'm really bad about taste testing. I was just thinking because it like smells so good, and like that is one detriment to like, I'm like, that's how I know I'm not a real chef. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead, take both of these guys, pop them in, and we'll see you. Well, we're gonna be making the buttercream here soon, so we'll see you for that. Merry meet again. So here we are to make our vegan buttercream. We got some powdered sugar in here, and we have some salt, and we're going to add some vanilla. I'm like quite literally out of like measuring utensils, so we are eyeballing this a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna be using the same recipe, and then I've been having this sit out like all day. I actually meant to make this earlier in the day and just didn't. So this butter is nice and creamy, ready to be turned into whipped cream. Okay, look at that beautiful fold. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead, take this nice soft butter and kind of start to spread it out amongst the powdered sugar. So I'm trying to be very like gentle because I don't want to make a mess with the powdered sugar. And this is definitely why on a stand mixer you just put it on nice and slow. I know I've been using these for a long time because I just felt how the handle was just like not giving. So I personally want to have this give me more give, so I'm gonna add some more milk to make it a little bit thinner. Yeah, I'm probably gonna add a little bit more as well. That's the best part about like making your own frosting. So with buttercream it's a little bit like different. You might have to add more butter at a certain point, but otherwise you can kind of like be like, oh, this is too thin, let me add more powdered sugar. And then same thing, like I like to use the milk. Probably could have added like butter if I really wanted to, or more vanilla. You can add your different syrups, but I don't want it to get too thin, so this is going to be my perfect consistency. I did forget to grab some extra bowls because what we're going to do is add some food coloring, so I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So I was trying to think like what I need. So I'm going to need yellow for the cheese and green for the lettuce, and then I'm going to keep the rest this white to use on top and to help fill some of the bottom. Who knows, maybe I'll put like a little red and do like a ketchup mayonnaise situation for the bottom. I don't know though, I would need to grab another bowl, so we'll see. That might be a fun surprise. So I don't think I need that much of either. I definitely need more than both of those, but like once I color it, it can only be used for that, and I kind of just need it for the edges to be fair. Okay. I'm like, Okay, I do want to do less for both. I think that'll be fine. So I'm thinking this I'll make green because that one I can do just more. Well, essentially, that's a good point. I want it to kind of be a whole layer. So I'm going to make this one green and this one the cheese because the green I can use as most of the foliage and then the cheese on top. Okay, so before I forget literally what I just said. Well, okay. Whew. I know it looks red. It always looks like that. I'm just going to do a few drops because I have no idea what good color. I'm going to put this to the side. Okay, and we'll start with our green. So I just wanted to kind of look lettucey, not minty, which I feel like it's where it's going. So I'll add some more green. I also haven't decided if, like, I probably am gonna put it in the piping bag. I just feel like sometimes it's a little bit of a waste. Oh, I might not. I'm not going to. Okay, you'll see. You'll see. Okay. So yeah, like I want it a bit darker. But we don't have that much on here to where I'm going to keep adding too much because I don't want it to start like tasting like food coloring. So this is gonna have to be our happiness here. Okay, so there's gonna be our green that we'll deal with later. Here's gonna be our yellow, which we want it to look like yellow American cheese. Honestly, I am not mad at this color. I think it also complements our green really well. Yeah, that is a question I had for you, by the way. Is cheddar the standard for a burger, or is it actually yellow American? Because I actually feel like I always thought it was cheddar because of the color, but I actually, like, all the burgers that I find myself eating, or used to eat, had was American on it. Okay, so yep, that's gonna be all of our stuff. I know we have like some little whiteness here, but we're gonna use this and hopefully that's gonna be enough frosting for our decorating. We'll see you then. Mermaid again. So here we are with our completed baked cakes, I should say. So we're going to decorate a little bit now to make it our full-on hamburger cake. So I pre-cut this. This was just that one layer. I pre-cut it with a bread knife because I don't have a fancy cake leveler. And I was too terrified to cut it on camera in case it got messed up. So it didn't. But it also just would have been like the back of my head, like bent over in anxiety. Anyways, let's go ahead. We're gonna grab this, and I am gonna do this. Not the best looking color on the inside. I'm fine. I'm still gonna eat a cake like that. I'm not a cake expert, so that is what it is. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna add some, we can call it mayonnaise if we want. I don't know if you could hear that, but there was someone who just laughed outside of my home. Or you can just like hear people in the community sometimes, but it was just really funny. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna do that. We just want about half. And then we did go ahead and make some red. So this can be ketchup. If you are able to get it darker than me, because I feel like it's not that dark, like you could make it look like a tomato, right? Have fun with it. After all, it all tastes the same. This is all just decorating, and I'm not doing it with any tools because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like cleaning up that with everything else I have to clean up. So there, our mayonnaise with the tomato. And now this, okay, so I don't know why both pans were measured the same, but the chocolate cake did not come out perfect, but I'm like, it kind of just looks even more textured to be a burger patty, so go us. We're gonna go ahead, layer that right there. This is where we need to be careful because we need it to look like the picture in actuality. So we're gonna do this green. Oh no. We're gonna have to use our fingers to stabilize. I don't have toothpicks, otherwise you could technically use that. And then my goal is to, dang it. Make it look like it is lettuce, right? By having the edges go out ever so slightly, because that's kind of what it does in the picture. You'll see in the thumbnail, right? At this point, I have no idea what it's gonna look like. Oh no. It's melting the ice cream below. You know what? It just looks even more like mayonnaise. Never mind, right? It's just a really good burger. I feel so chaotic. Honestly, I've been dreading making this for so long. So this is like my compromise and my anxiety. So anyway, so this is what we're gonna do. It's a little bit of a star-shaped piece of lettuce, but that's okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so now here we need to do, this is sliding, so let me move it. We need to do the cheese, and now we need to be careful because, like, how much do we really have? So where do we want to put the corner? I'm thinking I want to put a corner here and then a corner here, you know, okay? So if that made any sense, don't know, let's go. Okay, and then because it needs to look more like a square. Oh no, the green, I didn't even consider that things would get mixed up. Okay, here we go. I feel like, you know, when they paint with their palette knife instead, like that is how I feel right now. Okay. So we want it to look like a square though. Boom, boom, boom. Uh-oh, no. We're gonna put that off on the green bowl. Just close this a little bit. And it's okay, we'll come back and we will fix it. We recognize that there's green there, but we're gonna move on to finish the square, right? Square, somewhat complete. There's that, and then we're gonna even try to get it a little bit more. Oh my god, you can't even see it. Ah, silly camera placement. I'm like Mona Lisa over here. Anyways, I've recognized, like, when I'm like trying to like impress someone, or like not really like or like not really like show my full self to them, I like try not to show like as competitive as I am, or when I'm doing something, how much praise I really want. Like one time I was learning like how to gut fish and like fillet them myself and stuff, and I sent the picture to the crush and I was just like, oh my god, like how good I did, wow. And then to my friends I said, praise me. So yeah, be yourself, kids. I don't know, I have no idea what age you are, sorry. I should look into that. Anyways, yeah, so that looks like a piece of cheese over some lettuce, maybe. And so now what we're going to do is, oh no, it's so soft. Okay, hold on. We're going to take our bun. Oh, I needed to decide. Okay, this is gonna look the best. Okay. Yes, you can even see it. Look at that. It looks amazing. And you know what? It's just a really soft bun. Haven't you ever gotten that at the store? Doesn't it even look like a bun though? Here's the thing. we actually do have, this works though, doesn't it? It's just like, hello, there you go, all done. Yeah. If you want it, because the way it cracked. But the additional thing that I was going to do, which the way that it was cracking, maybe it wasn't a good idea to plop it all in the center. Doesn't matter, we're here now. But essentially, you know how like sometimes it gets like a glossy glaze, right? You know, it's a nice cooked baked bun top. So that's what we're doing here. It's kind of falling apart, so we're just gonna do our best right there. And then here is the extra fun part. We're gonna put some sprinkles for like sesame seeds. What? How fun! But yeah, so as you can see, it kind of moved a little bit and it's like falling apart. If I move this back, you can kind of see, and we have a version of the Sims hamburger cake. So with that, there you go. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next. Bye.